Hi everyone, Dorota International nail artist and educator here, and today we are going to play with those viral nails. Have we previewed in here? I will show you my way of achieving this results, and I hope you really enjoy it. If you do, let me know in the comments below if you would like to see it more of those type of nails. So let's start. Those trending aura nails, and I have tried in different colors. I think this one looks awesome with the pearls, and I will show you how to create this look. At first I kind of felt like, you know, this is not even looking nice, but I think it's depending on what the color combination you use and how you decorated it afterwards. And I also noticed it, guys, that the clients are coming in and asking more and more for those type of designs. So I think it's definitely worth to learn it and also trying different colors combinations. So that's the numbers I'm using: 240, 238 and 239. I think they look fantastic together. And the easiest way to achieve this look is start with those darker color. So let me do it here. Start with those darker color around it. Just like this. You don't have to be like precise. I mean, obviously just don't paint client cuticles. And I decided to do it on the full set rather than on just like tips, just so you can see the finished results on the hands as well, because that's changed a lot. So I'm just outlining. I mean, obviously the work is much quicker and faster on the tips than it would be on the client, but I would paint that with a small brush around their cuticle area, or you could even cover the entire nail with that color and then start fading. And then I'm going to grab the sponge. Ideally, you want to have a decent size of the sponge for those designs, because we will be blending everything. Also try to keep it in a rounded shape, just so it looks like the colors are blending from the oval shape to the outside. I actually love sponging technique because it gives like lots of amazing designs, and I have used it, you can see it, I'm even not as precise. I have used it many times in previous like summer designs and spring designs, because it's quick, like it's really quick to create those cool designs. Then the yellow one. Okay, so we've got those aura background done, and then the sponge is here. Again, I like to use the tweezers for the sponge, and you can see it, I have done the pinky already with it. So remove any fluff which might be on it, because you don't want those fluffy bits and pieces and the particles of the dust going on in there. And then start blending the first color. So I'm just starting blending the first color, and it's already look amazing on the top. Now, depending how pigmented you want to do it, you would do less or more layers. Yellow color is lightest color, so it's the easiest one to get kind of stain. But don't worry about it, like you better off keep blending till you're really happy with it. Like, and I'm starting to be happy with this one. Okay, once I'm happy, put it on the side, because we will need to do a next step on that, so we get a better coverage and more pigment stayed on our nail. I mean, obviously clients' nails are a little bit smaller, so the things again would take quicker for that reason, because you would just go with the one touch of the sponge. I have to work on every angle and here. Look also that I'm changing the angle of the sponge, because I don't want to go, so if I will be working on the client, this part is clean, you go nice to the edge, slow down in there, and the sponge which is clean is touching the client nail fold, so this way you are not putting a product all over the skin. I actually never use the tape, latex tape around it. I just really slow down around the cuticle area and use this clean part of the sponge. Now, so we save the time, I'm going to start cooking them so I can do the next layer. I'm using here the Nail Perfect Clear Acrylic Powder. And you have seen me, guys, this technique before, because for the sponge technique, this is the best way to get nice pigmentation. What the acrylic does is it will save you the time, so you don't have to apply the top coat and rebuff the tip, so you can start again on the scratched surface. We kind of get this nice matte finish to it, and it will help the next layer of the gel polish stick into it better, so the sponge doesn't absorb as much of the product. Okay, also you can see for those of you who have watched the one I have done it on the client, you can see I'm using different shape of the sponge, and this one is actually so cool. And I'm going to show you what I will do as a next step as well, because I think the shapes of the sponges and the sizes of the sponges are really important for the end results we are going to achieve. Okay, so trying to use the top and don't touch as much on the needle so we can blend it nice. Obviously the thumb takes the longest. I may actually skip it and not finish the thumb, so you guys, or actually maybe I will, because some of you might do the press on nails, so you will see. No, I will do the owl. That looks cool as well. Okay, tap it to remove any excess of it, and then let's go back to our first tip. So now we are going to clean the excess of the acrylic powder. Make sure your brush is clean. So I'm just going to give it a quick wipe over it so there is no dust particles into it, because sometimes if you would do that, you would actually bring more dust and fluffy bits and pieces over your design. Okay, step number 2. So for step number 2, I've got those sponge, like those tool, and they are kind of amazing because they've got this rounded shape, and that's the shape of the actual aura we want to achieve. So I'm bringing in a bit more of this yellow color, dipping it in. You can even grab it on the side to make sure there is no, I had actually some fluff, so I'm glad I went on the form to get rid of that. And then let's bring this yellow color in, okay, because the yellow one is the hardest one to blend. Give it a quick cook. Same in here. Bring this yellow in. So the initial first layer is the hardest layer, because that's the layer where you need to be most precise. That's the layer when you work around the client cuticle area, and then it's kind of nice and fast. Okay. Perfect. Okay, I'm happy with this one. I'm gonna cook them all and then do the finishing layer. So one more time exactly the same, and you've got few options. You could either reapply it the same way we did it, or you could just slap your product on the sponge. Personally, I like to just put the product on the sponge because I have already done most of it in there. Also, I don't need as much of the orange because the yellow plus this bright pink creates orange. So I'm just bringing in the product on my sponge. I will just slap a tiny bit of this orange. Again, tap it in just in case so there is no dust particles, and then we are going to do the final layer in here. And you can see it how much more pigment we've got, like, and what an amazing results we are getting here. Okay, the tip is actually drinking the gel polish, not the sponge, but the actual tip. It looks fantastic, like really, really nice. This one is finished, so we can cook it. do the same in here. I've got still enough product to actually do the entire thumb. So you can see it. We've got enough, absolutely enough in there. I even don't have to pick it up more. From the tapping, my tip is moving. So let me just sort that out. And I have actually already started. I think I'm gonna record another tutorial because I have started another colors combinations and another versions of it. Like, I think you guys need to see it. I don't want to keep you bored with one type of design, but I think this one is definitely worth it. Okay, I'm happy, very happy with the thumb. And then let's grab the other two. So now, because I have used quite a lot of product on my sponge, I'm actually going to get rid of this acrylic as well, because acrylic is wee tiny balls, so everything is sliding there. Pick it up again. And honestly, for a sponging, guys, like we do stock those tweezers. They are amazing. They are also good for pinching as well, like especially when you're working with the acrylics, or when you just want to get the slight pinch in a gel. I do really highly recommend owning those tools. Okay, one side. Look at the bottom of it. Wow. The colors, like I think it is really crucial to have a nice color combination. Fantastic. And the last one. So again, I've got enough product on my sponge to finish the entire tip. When you tapping as well, like, don't tap just like straight. I'm kind of going a little bit that way, a little bit that way as well. So look, one more time. I would bring it in, going up, down, and to the side. Okay, this way you get a nicer blending. So you cannot just tap in one place. You need to do those kind of movements. Okay, done and dusted. Let's move on into those finishing touches. So we are going to pick up some pearls. I got them here. And then also we've got those sets of the flowers. So I actually had a dilemma because I thought, oh, maybe we should use those flowers, and maybe actually I will. Pink and yellow. I think it could look cool, but I will have to incorporate some pearls into that as well. So to secure my gems, I'm always using the base gel. Pick up a decent scoop of it, so we can just do the entire set. So the thumb nail is finished and nicely cooked. And let's do that color. Yes, I will do some flowers here maybe as well. So just on the thumb, we will slap those flowers in. And let's do pink one. So pink. Pink one, cool, looks good. And some small yellow ones. So I'm just searching for the tiny ones. I've got one. And then I've got second one. Now the pink flower ideally needs to be on the yellow part, and then the yellow flowers needs to be on the pink part, just so they stand out. So I need to actually move my combination like this. There we are. So I should do opposite, yellow here and then pink there. Oh, it's fine, just keep it the way it is. Straight away, because we are working on the thumb, we need to introduce those pearls here and there. Okay, just so the things flow. I like when the design flow. So we've got this one here, just a nice wee pearl, and then another one somewhere on the top. Grab more base gel. Let's try to get a nice blingy one. Okay, cool. And then in the flower sets, we've got some pearls as well. And this is what we are going to finish our set with. all so pretty. So 3 pairs, and here like this, and then 1 tiny pearl on the bottom. Lots of base, like if you want to use those pearls, I suggest you do go and place like lots of base. So they are not flat black, they are not flat back, so we need kind of a little bit more product. Give it a freeze to it. And then we've got index finger. So let's keep the index finger exactly same like the pinky. I mean, obviously you guys ask me a lot, like if I'm doing the design, so I can show you where I would place the things, so like how I would do it on the each finger. That's why I decided also to show you on those tips, so you could see it how I would do the things on the client nails. And then the tiny wee pearl again. So 1 and 2. I actually should have another type of pearls somewhere. Like, I'm always collecting the things. I mean, obviously I'm doing nails for a long time now, so like I've got so much different stuff in my drawers. And the ring finger, so that's a middle finger, and that's the ring finger. I think I will go for those kind of similar idea of the flower combination. And now I could either go like this or I could go like this. Let's do flowers close to each other. So flower and then flower. Again, same color combination, but I will swap it actually like I wanted in the other one. So the large yellow one. Cool. And the large yellow one. Then base and some pink ones. So here I've got slightly different, because my flower is higher, so I don't have to place the pearls in there to fill up those empty space. Oh, fluff, go away. And what I love about those flowers, that they almost kind of click into each other. So like when you place them, try to get them to click into each other, almost like a puzzle. This way you wouldn't get sticking out surface, because at the moment like they would be quite easy to catch if we will place just a single flower. But if we're putting the combination of the large flower and a small flower, they are even not catchy, because that's another question you guys ask me a lot, like how do you make your gems to don't catch? I have showed on few other tutorials that's basically it is all about the smooth transition in between. So you can see I'm playing like quite a long time now to get those flowers to click into each other. Like, so I've got small flower going into the large one, so the transition is really nice and small. Okay, let's finish off those thumb. Actually, I love the thumbnail. It looks so pretty. And this is the thing, you know, like as I say on the beginning of this video, at first I didn't like those aura nails. I thought they look almost like a spot on the nails. Because of the colors have been used, my clients actually even requested those exactly the same designs. I actually loved it on the shorter nails, not as much on the almond. Like, I think definitely I preferred it on the shorter nails because it looks really pretty then. Cool. Love the fun. Absolutely love the fun. Okay, let's finish the other ones and then I can show you the entire set. I love it. Like, I love it. The longer we play with it, the nicer I think they are. So pearls, I like to coat. I normally don't coat the crystals, but the pearls I like to coat them with the top coat, because it's a kind of almost like a chrome pigment over the pearls, and this is also preventing the coming off of those pigments. So same, I always cover the caviar beads, and again, because I have covered it with the top coat, the transition is gonna be much smoother, so they are not going to be catchy, but you cannot actually see it, and you don't you don't lose the effect of the pearl like you would do with the crystals. Like sometimes you can lose the cut of the crystals, so I try to don't coat the crystals. Okay, let's get those pearls and more base gel. And also I want to slap something. I quite like this space, so I will place some pearl here. Should be lower, but I like those transitions, like the fact how the colors are going in there. So just a wee tiny one to don't take away too much of the attention from the design. Now, if your gems don't want to come off like this ones from the picker, that means you have not enough base and it's not, see, that's a difference, like just by adding a tiny bit more product in. And then the tiny pearls. Tiny pearls. So base gel into the flower. And I'm always surprised how any kind of gems placed inside those flowers, how they stay on. Like my clients, even the ones which could sometimes lose the gem, they will still come back with the either caviar beads or a pearls or crystals inside the flower part. Cool. Happy with this one. And we are basically almost to finish this design, but I want to show you how it will look when they are all together, because I think it's fantastic. And then also definitely, guys, let me know if you want to see different color combinations, because I have already started. I've got so many different ideas how to play with this trend, because, like, you know, when we get some new things showing up, I notice that usually at first we don't like those things, and then the more artist is trying it out, they are coming up with their own twist into a specific trend, and then things starting to become really popular because people starting liking these different versions of the trends. Like, and I really love this version because it's kind of more mime style. So I'm not top coating the flowers, there is no need of that. They look really nice the way they are, but look what I'm doing with my top coat, shaking, like going really like this, shaking it well so the top coat can run through those places. Here I'm top coating the pearls. So again, I'm going to have a nice transition because this pearl is flat, the flower is nice and flat, top coated everywhere in here. Sometimes when I'm working on the clients, I wouldn't be able to do it with the actual top coat brush because it will be too difficult to reach maybe around the cuticle area. Then it's a good idea to put the top coat on the piece of paper or your mixing palette, and then do it with a small brush. There we are, it's cooking. Do it on the small brush so you don't have to worry about touching the skin. Okay, same in here. So on the client, small brush, there is no way I could get it there with the large brush. And when you're top coating the pearls, here is another tip. You cannot just go like this because then you are not going to have a nice creation. I put it all over and then I'm kind of removing a little bit of excess of the top coat so you don't have like raised part. That's how I would explain it. And the last one. So decent amount of the top coat, so I've got something to play with. Small brush on the cuticle area. See, this is what's happening. I hope it's visible in the camera that this place here, it has like too much top coat. So this is always happening when we top coating some sort of crystals, and then here going really well underneath, like shake it so the product gets on any empty spaces, because if you've got some empty loose space, it will catch on the hair. Get rid of those excess of the top coat around the pearl. Like, so you want to give it those shakes as well around it to have those nice smooth transition. And that's another tip finish. So, you know, even those simple things like top coating the design, I think is really, really important. Let's see everything all together. So we've got the thumbnail. I am so happy we have incorporated those flowers into our design as well, because they look super cool. This is the index finger. The thumb is a little bit undercooked, so I will cook it afterwards. This is typical me, trying to show you the design as soon as possible. This must be a ring finger. No, it's a middle finger. And then the ring finger, and ta-da! I actually like them. So that's my version of the... Oh, I cannot touch them properly, guys. I actually don't like to show you when the things are not finished, but... No, cameraman. Stop it there. I need to place them properly. Okay, that's them placed correctly. I had to stop it because you cannot touch the top coat until it cools down a little bit. And you know, me placing those tips, I actually love it. I do really love this set. Amazing for the summer. And I hope, guys, you do really love it too. Looks awesome. And let me know in the comments if you would like to see it, more of it. I'm sending you big glittery hacks, and bye for now.